Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News.
And good afternoon once again. In our news, there are still unanswered questions this midday after the disappearance of a Cynthiana man.
32-year-old Clinton O'Brien has been missing since last Wednesday, and last night crews found a body in the Licking River not far from where they found O'Brien's car. WKYT's Sean Moody was there as O'Brien's family members were on the scene. It's our top story at 12:30. Sean?
We're waiting on word from the coroner's office. Right now, we don't know whose body they pulled from Robinson Dam, but it was only a few steps away from where they found Clinton O'Brien's car yesterday. Search and rescue workers found the car yesterday and later found the body at the dam. Law enforcement hasn't commented on the discovery, and the coroner's office hasn't released the name of the person they found. O'Brien's friends and family were here at the scene yesterday and this morning, but didn't want to talk on camera. Search and rescue workers say they hope they can do something to help this family.
It is always our hope to find something, especially when we have a missing person and we're wanting to help the family out, give them a little closure. We're always hoping to find something, but we would really like for it to be a live person instead of a deceased one.
And officials haven't told us what they think might have led to O'Brien's disappearance. In Harrison County, Sean Moody, WKYT.
Sean, thank you very much. And O'Brien has been missing now for 7 days.
We're tracking a developing story out of Clay County this afternoon, and that's where police are on the hunt for a driver who they say hit a Perry County school bus and took off. The Perry County Sheriff's Office tells us the driver has been identified as Gary Daniels. Authorities have tracked him to the Oneida area of Clay County, where deputies are searching for him right now along Highway 1482. Deputies in Perry County tell us there were some students on the bus at the time of the crash, but none was injured. Berea police have arrested and charged a man in a shooting. It happened around 10:45 last night at a home on South Dogwood Drive. WKYT crews were on the scene as deputies investigated. Deputies say 67-year-old John Durham shot Daryl Pigg multiple times. Pigg was taken to UK hospital. There's no word yet on his condition. Durham is charged with assault.
We're tracking the latest after a man was arrested in connection to a Lexington stabbing. Court records show that police have charged James White with assault. Police say he held a large butcher knife to the victim's throat in an apartment on Malibu Drive. And White's arrest citation says he threatened to kill the woman and did puncture her chest.
A former girls' high school basketball coach is accused of recording video of the players in the locker room in Harlan County. Deputies arrested Anthony Nolan yesterday. He teaches English at Harlan County High School and coached the girls' basketball team until May. Nolan is charged with criminal attempt to promote a minor in a sex performance and criminal attempt to promote a sexual performance by a minor. Additional charges are pending.
High school graduates in Kentucky whose lives have been impacted by prescription drug abuse are now eligible for college scholarships. The Attorney General's office is offering $1,500 scholarships. Donations to the funds are made available by two parents who have lost children to prescription drug abuse. 2 scholarships will be awarded each year to a graduating high school female and male. To apply online for one of the scholarships, you can visit WKYT.com.
Well, security is increasing today at thousands of government buildings. That action coming after the shooting spree in Ottawa last week, where a gunman opened fire, killing a soldier. Homeland Security Secretary Jay Johnson is calling the enhanced security a precautionary measure. Pamela Brown reports now from Washington.
This morning, concerns about terror attacks on the homeland continue. The U.S. now beefing up federal security in more than 9,500 government buildings in Washington, D.C. and across the country. These photos taken late Tuesday reveal a much higher police presence near the White House. The Department of Homeland Security Secretary Jay Johnson says the new security measures are a precautionary step against terrorist organizations.
It's simply being safe rather than sorry.
This move comes in response to continued calls for attacks against government officials on U.S. soil from groups like ISIS.
There was a specific request made about a month ago by ISIS. They're looking now at lone wolves to attack instruments of that represent Western governments, basically.
This as the al-Qaeda offshoot Khorasan poses an imminent threat, according to officials. Also raising fears, the most recent terror attacks right across the U.S. border.
Guys, there is a shooter on the loose.
Last Wednesday, a 32-year-old Muslim convert who officials say had connections with other extremists killed a Canadian soldier, then opened fire inside Canada's parliament. And 2 days before that, Canadian authorities say a radicalized Islamist struck and killed a Canadian soldier with his car. The federal facilities at risk see some 1.4 million visitors daily, officials not disclosing those locations.
And the Canada CN Tower was illuminated in red last night in honor of the Army reservist who was killed in the attack last week.
Well, lava flow from a volcano is moving dangerously close to homes in a community on Hawaii's Big Island this afternoon. The lava is coming from the Kilauea volcano and is now close to a main road and also threatens 50 structures. Scientists said the flow is advancing about 17 yards an hour. The lava burned down an empty shed and was slowly moving towards some nearby homes. Hundreds have been advised to evacuate.
Fort Campbell is preparing for the return of an artillery regiment this afternoon. The regiment spent 9 months in Afghanistan. Soldiers from the 2nd Battalion, 44th Air Defense Artillery Regiment, and 101st Airborne Division are scheduled to return to the military post tonight. The unit provides counter-rocket artillery and mortar support in Afghanistan.
With only 6 days until Kentucky's general election, former President Bill Clinton is headed back to the Bluegrass State. He will be with Senate candidate Allison Lundergan Grimes tomorrow in Louisville, and his wife, Hillary Clinton, will be in Lexington and northern Kentucky to stump for the Democrat Grimes on Saturday. As for Republican Senator Mitch McConnell, he will be appearing with Louisiana Governor Bobby Jindal at an event in Louisville today. Donald Trump says he has not ruled out a possible run for the White House. Trump made an appearance on the Fox News Channel's Hannity last night, and he told the host, John Hannity, that he would make a great president. The business mogul says he's doing very well in the 2016 early presidential election polls. Trump also blasted former presidential candidate Mitt Romney, saying that he, quote, blew the race in 2012 in the election against President Obama, calling it a race he should have won.
Fayette Mall reconstruction is almost complete, and another new restaurant is hiring now. Officials at Fayette Mall say that Nuke's Eatery is now hiring. Their new restaurant is set to open later this year at the mall. Nuke's Eatery is based out of Mississippi, and the owners previously founded McAllister's Deli.
Updated guidelines